today we're doing lesson 5.4, solve multiplicative comparison problems with large numbers. A new kind of diagram. Maya and Andre compare the number of pages they read on the first day of a reading competition. So Maya's pages, Andre's pages. What would be a good estimate for the number of pages Andre read? So remember, estimate is not an exact answer, it's about what it would be. And so if Maya reads 15, let's look how many boxes that Andre has next to his name. How many are there? Shout it out. 9. And so 15 times 9, if I do 15 times 9, that's not going to give me an estimate. That's going to give me an exact answer. What should I turn 9 into to estimate? Jackson? A 10. A 10, because 10s are easy to work with, right? So if I wanted to estimate, I would say 15, or 10 times as many as 15. And there's a 1 and a 15, which is 15, and then we bring over the 0. So that means that Andre read about 150 pages. Okay? Now, if we wanted to figure out exactly what goes in, or how many Andre has, since 15 is in one of the boxes, that means 15 goes in all the boxes, right? Mm-hmm. And what's 15 plus 15? 30. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to group them into twos and count by 30. 30, 60, 90, 120, plus another 15 would be 135. So 150 would be a good estimate. You need to keep up with what I'm writing down, okay? All right, here we go. The diagram, next problem. The diagram shows the pages Lynn and Kieran read on one day of the reading competition. So here's Lynn's pages, Kieran's pages. Complete the statement and explain how you know. Kieran read blank times as many as Lynn. How many times as many did he read? Macy? 9. No. Ari? 6. The times as many is the number of times that we write 9. Does that make sense? So Kieran read 6 times as many as Lynn. Come on. There we go. And now we've got to say how we know. Because Lynn has 1 box and Kieran has 6 boxes. Then it says write a multiplication equation that compares the pages read by Lynn and Kieran. I have put this over here to help us with this. So when you're writing a multiplication equation, in the first place is where you write the number of times as many in this, or the number of boxes of the person with more, okay? The second number that you write down is the number in the single box, or the amount of the person with the smaller amount. Then the last is the larger number of the second person. So if we are going to plug in using these numbers, who read more, Lynn or Kieran? Mary? Kieran. How many times more? 6. So we're going to write 6 times as many as, Colton? 9 equals how many pages that Kieran read? Haziel? Yes. So 6 times as many as 9 equals 54. So here's what we need to write there. 6 times as many as 9 equals 54. So how many total pages did Kieran read? 54. Next it says Jada read some pages. Han read 60 pages altogether. We don't know how many pages Jada read, but we know that it's fewer than Han, right? Because he read 3 times the amount. So, how many times as many pages did Han read? I just told you. Todd?
56.
No. How many times as many? Evan? How many times more is Han's amount?
Like 9.
No.
6.
No. So if we look at Jada's, she read this amount. Han read how many times that amount?
3.
3. Does that make sense? So how many times as many pages did Han read? 3 times as many. Because he has 3 boxes. And we know how many pages Han read. So the number of times as many goes here. What goes here in this problem? 3. 3 times as many as the single box number, we don't know. Equals what? 60. What do you multiply if 3 times to get 60, Autrey?
2. No. 3. 2.
3 times 2 is at 60.
3 times 20.
It'd be 20. Because if you're saying, well, 3 times something equals 60. I know that 3 times 2 equals 6, but since this has a 0, we got to add a 0 there.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Because you're talking about 2's. Because 20 has a 2 in front.
Exactly. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then the 0 comes over.
It has to be a 10.
Exactly. Okay, so here's what we're going to write down. It says use a symbol. We're going to use a question mark for the unknown value. So 3 times as many as question mark equals 60.
3 times.
And how many pages did Jada read? She read, we figured out 20 pages because three times as many as 20 is 60. So basically, we just figured out what the question mark was by using multiplication. And then the last question, that's the last one on that page.
So,
And then we got another, no, don't turn.
20.
Okay. 20 pages because 3 times as many as 20 is 60. Keep going. Go down to the next line. Don't keep going over here when you're running out of room. All right, if you didn't quite get that finished, I'll put it back up in a little while. Alina read 72 pages. Claire read 9 pages. How is this diagram different from the earlier ones? Jackson?
It doesn't have the rest of the boxes.
It doesn't have the rest of the boxes, right? So, what do the number of boxes represent? The number of Devon
Times.
as
Many.
times as many, right? So what we don't know is how many times as many that Alina read. Okay. So it is missing the number of boxes next to Alina. But we have 2 out of the 3 numbers. So anytime in a multiplication problem that you've got 2 out of the 3 parts, then you can figure out the third part. So what we have is we don't know the times as many. So we don't know this number, but we do know the single box number, which is 9. And we do know the larger number of the second person, which is the 72. Okay? So what are we missing then? The multiplication equation needs to be question mark times 9 equals 72. How many times as many pages does Ellen read as Claire? Evan?
8.
Yes.
It could be 6 too, right?
No. So the only number you can multiply 9 times and get 72 is 8. So if we go to our multiplication table,
That's what I was doing.
and we go to the 9, which we have, and we go to the 72, which we have, what's missing is the 8.
Because on 12 it says at 72.
There's a 72 on 12
And then
too.
it goes to 6.
Uh-huh. So that means that if one of those missing numbers was 12, then the other one would be 6. We might get to one of those in a minute. Keep that in your brain, Todd, that 12 times 6 is 72.
Yeah, lock it in your brain.
Wait,
Lock it up.
I only had 2 more words left.
2 more words. To Alina.
I only had 3.
Okay. Diego read 8 times as many books. Wait, on the wrong one.
No, you're on the
Okay, 2 read more. For each situation, write an equation, draw a diagram, answer the question. We got 3 things to do. Diego read 8 times as many books as Lynn. Lynn read 7 books. So, we'll start with with our equation. So, 8 times as many, the 8 goes first. Lynn read 7 books, and that's the smaller amount. So what we're missing is the number of books that Diego read. So there's our equation. 8 times as many as 7 equals question mark. Here's our diagram. We're going to do our 2 kids' names. We're going to do Lynn and Diego. How many boxes should I put next to Lynn's name? Todd? How many boxes should I put next to Lynn's name?
8.
Not next to Lynn's name.
Wait, that's the
That's Diego. So how many would Lynn get? Help him out, Colton. 1. So one person gets 1. The other person gets the times as many as. So Lynn's gonna have 1 box with 7 in it. Diego's gonna have 8 boxes, all with 7 in them also.
Do I get the point from that?
Let me think about it. Not on that one. Okay. So Diego has 8 boxes, each with seven in it. So how many books did Diego read altogether? Devin? 8 times as many as 7. You know this.
No.
Uh-huh.
56?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. 56. Okay. So how many books did Diego read? 56. Okay. Now we have Tyler has 72 books, which is 12 times, or Claire, okay, Tyler has some books. Claire has 72 books, which is 12 times as many as Tyler. Todd, how many books did Tyler read?
7. Wait.
So Todd, remember, I've got a 72 and a 12. What goes with those two?
Are we on the equation?
What did I tell you? Remember a minute.
6.
6.
Oh.
So that's a missing number, Todd. So we got 3 numbers in an equation. And this one we've got 12 times as many as something equals 72. And since 12 times 6 is 72, the number that's missing is 6. Okay, so our equation is 12 times as many as question mark equals 72.
I already got that.
It tells us that Tyler read some books, we don't know how many, and that Claire read 12 times as many. So how many boxes does Claire need? Jackson?
1.
No.
Oh, 12.
She needs 12 because it says Claire has 72, which is 12 times as many as Tyler. So Tyler gets the 1, Claire gets the 12. So we're gonna do 12 next to Claire. And all together, 72. What goes in all my boxes, Colton? 6. Yes. And how many books did Tyler read?
6.
6. Okay, one more page. And then for anybody that's missed out, we can I can put up the pages that you missed. Noah read 13 books. I said I would put it back up at the end, okay? Noah read 13 books. Elena read 130 books. So if we come over here, what are we missing in this one? What are we missing in this one? Jackson?
The middle one.
No. Autrey?
10.
What part of the equation are we missing? Huh? The first number, which stands for the times as many, the number of boxes that we need to put. Okay, so for the equation, we're missing the first one because nowhere in this problem does it say times as many as. So we're missing the first number, times 13 equals 130. And what do you multiply 13 times to get 130, Evan?
10.
10. So here we go. We've got Noah, who read 13 books. That's the smaller number, right? And then we have Alina, who read 130 books. So how many boxes do I need to put next to Alina's name? Zarelza?
130.
That would be here all day.
No.
10. So it's only 10, Zarelza, because in each box there's 13. If we were putting one in each box, then we would need 130. But since, hang on, 1, 2, 3.
I was just waiting to say something like that.
Let me try this again. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 13 goes in each box. And at the end, those equal 130. Okay, complete the statement. Blank read blank times as many books as blank. Ari?
Alina read 10 times as many books as Noah.
Nice job, Ari. Yes. Alina read 10 times as many books as Noah. Okay. So just to review, because I don't know if this is visible to the people who are watching the video, your very first space is followed by a time sign. This time sign can be read times, groups of, or the way we're doing it for this is times as many as. Since that time sign says times as many as, the first number has to be how many squares are in the bigger amount of squares. Okay? So like on this one, 10 times as many as, this box is going to be the smaller number read, and then equals the bigger number read, or the bigger amount read. Okay, so 10 times as many as 13 equals 130 for this problem. Okay, all right, so we only have one problem for our practice today.
And that's number 9.
On page 36. Every single student has gotten this wrong today because they're leaving out one last step that we haven't done in any of our problems today, but it's one that you should all, if you read really carefully, be able to figure out. The sentence is, how many points did he score? Did she score on both, all together on both days? All right, I'm gonna stop this.
Oh, I heard